All right. Says I am live. I hear my voice. Hey everyone. I hope you can get my video and my audio. Maybe the audio is a little hot. Maybe I should move this over a little bit. All right. Thanks for calling in so early. Man, some of you are on here like 20 minutes ago. All right, I'm going to take off my headphones because there's a echo. I hear like my voice, then I hear my voice, and then I see my mouth move. It's all delayed, so it throws me off. So if there's any problem with the audio, just let me know. It's about a 10-second lag as far as I can tell still here, so it's a little bit delayed for me getting a response. So welcome and happy Merry belated Christmas, happy upcoming New Year. Figured historically I've always done a live stream and the end of the year live stream or the start of the New Year live stream, depending, around this time. And I completely forgot about doing this one this year. So sorry for the short notice. I realized this morning that time was running out for the year. I got plans for the next several nights starting tomorrow, so it's my last free night, so I had to be today, otherwise it would have to wait. So thanks for calling in on short notice, or dialing in, or clicking in. I don't know, I feel like an old fart when I use terms like dial in. Who really does dialing in anymore? You just speak the person's name and they calls them or something. Anyway, whatever. There's a question here that may not be showing up in the feed now for those who just joined, but asking what kind of beers that we were drinking. This is my own beer. This is, let me see if I get a little closer. This is a bourbon stout that I just kegged about a week and a half ago, and I've been drinking ever since. I just posted a video on it, I think a day or two ago, actually, on my main channel here, so go check it out if you want to see about that. But it's really good. I couldn't really wait any longer to drink it. It was done just in time for my Christmas party with the family over and stuff, so made it just in time for that, and I haven't put a glass down since. It's been delicious. It's a great time of year to be drinking a good imperial stout, especially one with a little bourbon in it, right? Beer-N-BBQ Nation, is that Harold? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, comment from here. Well, before I start going into the comments again, thanks a lot for coming, everyone here. I had a loose outline. I jotted down of things to like talk about tonight, which were really no particular order, just stuff I made up on a whim, stuff that's been on my mind recently. But if you have any pointed questions, throw them in the chat window right here. I'll go back and cover some of the chat that I missed and try to catch some of the questions. If you have a question that you really need answered and not looked over or passed over or just ignored by myself or anything, there's this thing called a super chat down there somewhere. So you should be able to pick a button about super chat there, and you should be able to like put some money towards this, and you'll pop up on the screen, and I'll notice that much faster because it'll flash. So if you've never done that before, I got a warning here about my video feed not smooth enough to maintain streaming, so I hope you guys can still see me. I don't know why it's saying that, because I can see it just fine here, but oh well. So again, thanks for joining me. Some questions out here from Beer-N-BBQ Nation. We got to get Larry on the road doing collabs in 2022. So okay, so all right, so I'll start right there because that was on my list of things to mention. In fact, I was going to mention it later while I was having a certain beer by Brian at Short Circuited Brewers. He had sent me, and I'll show you a little bit when I go to top up. He sent me a can of his chocolate coffee imperial stout. And so I'll be drinking that tonight. I was going to say then, I'll just say it now, that I'm going out to his place in a few weeks. A few weeks, a month, basically. With Chad and I and Clay from Jaded Brewing. So it's three of us heading out there to go road trip from here in Illinois, where we all live, all three of us live. I drive out to Ohio, to near Columbus or somewhere, which town it is in. And we're going to go out there, and we're going to go there on Friday through Sunday. So we're going to be there January 28th, 29th, and 30th, I think. I could be wrong. It's the last weekend in January, and we're going to go out there, We're gonna have a good time. Maybe do a live stream just like this, maybe an impromptu one that first night. We haven't made up an official agenda yet. We'll probably do some kind of brew day video the following day, maybe some food collab, who knows. There's still a month to go yet. So that's the first collab I'm doing in 2022, and unfortunately the only one I have currently planned. So start off strong, right? Start off hot and, you know, do nothing else, right? But let me look through some of the comments here briefly so I can see what people are saying here before I get too far down in the weeds. I got a question from Rob Axelson. He says, how are things? Good to see you're up and running. Yeah, back at it again. Appreciate it. Now that winter's here. Actually, the darkest day of the year has just passed us several days, about a week ago, right? On the 21st, I think it was. So it's getting brighter every day. Unfortunately, it's getting colder. I'd rather have cold than dark, honestly. Dark is discouraging. I just can't be in the dark all the time. But a little cold, you know, you bundle up, whatever, go outside. As long as it's sunny, I'll go outside and do stuff. Play disc golf in the middle of the snow, whatever. That's what we did all last winter. Yeah. What else we got here? Oh yeah, so my feet is getting fuzzy. That's what I was starting to say half a minute ago. I got a warning that the stream was not doing well. It's possible that's my kid, but I know a lot about networking, and I can guarantee this laptop has got top priority through this house, in and out. I set up my router with a quality of service thing, which ranked my network card on my laptop and my work ones too, by the way, because I work from home on other laptops, and all of them are top ranked. Any traffic is prioritized #1, and they get the ones with the slow lags and the things. So if there's a connection problem, it's outside of my house most likely. So I don't know what's causing that. Okay, so am I back in the green here? You guys can see me okay? A nice hooded sweatshirt. How would someone go about obtaining such a garment? I actually had. I think I got a link to it right here. This is a new one. I just got this one. This is a new style that they have added in the past year that I added to my list here too. I just don't know which one it is. I don't think it's that one. Oh, you know, it's on teespring.com. Sorry, I can't get it up there for you. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, whatever here, but it's at spring.com. I think they changed the name from Teespring to Spring, whatever, but search for Beer-N-BBQ by Larry. I have links on my homepage to it. I have links in all my video descriptions, and probably including this one. If you go to the video description, there's probably a link in there to my Teespring page or to my apparel page on my own webpage, but then links back to Teespring. I hope those links all work. Oh, it's CH, man, Homebrew for Life. Yeah. Any day but Wednesday. Oh, man. Oh, dude, it's Wednesday. Sorry, man. I forgot about your stream, honestly. I feel bad now. He gives me $10 and he's got a standing live stream at this time. So I'm sorry. This is the only night I have to do it, honestly, because I was saying earlier, I got plans the whole rest of the week, and came up with the thought this morning. I didn't even know what day it was. I'm off all week. I didn't know if it was Thursday, Wednesday. I had no idea. So my apologies, man. I usually do them midweek though. When I do them, I don't usually do them on weekends either, because it's just Wednesday. I get nothing else much to do on most Wednesdays, right? So this is why I'm available tonight. So I'm so sorry, man. I hope I didn't steal anyone away from your feed. I assume that you're still doing yours, because you got to be doing yours. You do yours every Wednesday, right? Oh man. So I got some thanks from you guys. Hey, 77 Trans Am guy. Hello, Jacob Secret. Sorry. Welcome, man. Nice to see you there. I'm doing something new. Well, not new. I'm doing something old, unnew. Where when I first started doing live streams years ago, I was putting the like this text here, here on the screen, and I was getting a lot of trolls back then of just crazy, whatever, you know how trolls are, right? So I put the kibosh on that, because I could cut out clips with the trolls and cut out and hide their comments in the real live chat. But if you put it on your screen in context of the video, it's there forever. and YouTube didn't have many protections back then, so I quit doing it. Now I go in there and I go, oh, they have all these little check boxes and analytics that look for trolls and algorithms that like look for problem posters and things and kind of put you in timeouts and do all this stuff to help with that. But back when I started doing this, I just turned off this whole live stream chat thing. I figured I'd give it another try. So let me know what you think of it. I figured a whole widescreen with just my skinny or fat head like in the middle and this big screen was kind of a waste of space on like both sides here. So I figured I'd just crop my view and put something more useful on the screen. I hope you don't mind. See here. Yeah, happy holidays. Yeah, CH, I'll come back on again next time, man. I apologize again. I've been going on to Barrage Lord coming for you, Larry. Thanks, East. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, I feel bad, man, because I've been on his live streams off and on for the past, like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months, maybe now. But it kind of made me want to get a stream here going again because not everyone here follows his stream or vice versa. So I figured if you're not calling into that stream, I'll do my own here for a bit here, and it'd just be us guys, right? And us ladies. Not that I'm a lady, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, super chat. Yeah, $1,200 super chat. He did. CH had a $1,200 super chat. I hope it's $12. I mean, I hope it's $1,200 for him, but I'm just thinking, I hope it's a typo because that's insane. I need 2 YouTubes from Todd Porter to watch Larry and on Brew for Life. Yeah, Al Brian's here. Of course, you guys probably saw that. I just saw your little name show up, Brian. Hey, if you didn't see my IM an hour ago, I actually have your beer here. Hold on a minute. I got your beer here that I'm going to consume tonight, I guess, if you don't mind. Figured I was going to drink it. I was going to save it for a special occasion by the end of the year, but this is special enough. I get to drink it in front of you, at least, doing it this way. So cheers, Dan. Thanks for the beer. Thanks for the care package too. We ate the cheese and the meat. Actually, I still have a couple of meat sticks left, and the nuts and everything were like totally awesome. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how to repay you other than come to your house next month and trash it. I'm kidding. I just told everyone before you joined, if you hadn't joined yet, that I was coming out to your place in a month from today, right? Because today's the 29th, so a month from today. Yeah. Geez. Mechanic Brewing says homebrew for life Wednesdays, Larry. Thursday would be the shit. Hey, well, if I could do a Thursday night thing, the reason why I can't do it tomorrow Thursday night is because we have our weekly poker group that we play every Friday nights of the year. We play like 51 weeks out of the year, basically, every Friday. And at the end of the year, we have a point system at the end of the year. For all the first, second places that you've gotten throughout the weeks and throughout the year. And we have a final table of 8 tournament tomorrow night to determine the final winnings and payouts and stuff. So I'm not missing that at all. Not even for this. Yeah. All right. So yeah, $1,200, man. That's $1,200 super chats. That's crazy. Yes. Yeah. He must make it a good bank doing that because, you know, he does a lot of live streams though. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot, as you know, right? I can barely find time to do a lot of things every day, every week, every month. It's just a balancing act for me, you know, right? So I think I had some topics here. I wanted to make something up here. Oh, Brian says he's making up a bunch of stuff for my visit. Yeah, man, cool. I'm totally excited. I don't know what you're thinking about. We got to coordinate about what our plan is. I mean, what are we filming or what are we going to do? And then what are we going to film of what we're doing, right? And then sleeping arrangements. I got to figure that out yet still. I think he said there's some hotels anyway, lots to plan yet, lots to plan. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Hey, if all 3 of us are too much for you, man, we'll get the hotel that's fine with us. Just let you know, no pressure. Um, okay. Who's reading here? Okay, so some of the things I was trying to jot down some ideas as to what I wanted to maybe talk about during moments of silence here, which still people are still going. So I think there's a silent moment here. I guess let's see. So you may have noticed I've been posting, not making videos of because it's not enough time to do much of that, but I've been posting some pictures. I've been making some changes. I'm throwing things away. I'm acquiring new equipment. One of which is right actually over here off the side back here, that I'm going to shake things up. I think after 20 years of brewing, I think I've finally come into certain camps of thought on home brewing, right? Because I had done everything so long the same way early on, a long time, because you build your own little do-it-yourself brew system. You're proud of it. You use it for a while. You like it so much, you make one that's twice as big and you use it for a while, but you do the same kind of process, a lot of the same style of recipes, a lot of the same type of fermenters, carboys or buckets, a lot of the basic stuff with the cooler mash tuns, right? And I started getting into this because of this YouTube channel. Obviously, I started getting some equipment from some companies, starting with a bunch of fermenters that I tried out. I tried out all kinds of fermenters, more than I needed to figure out what works for me and what doesn't. So I have some thoughts on that, and some of the brew systems that have come and gone. I've gotten rid of at least one of them already, or whatever, over the time. So I've used some different styles of systems. I haven't done a traditional 3-vessel system, all gas fired and plumbed, but I have done the hot liquor tank, mash tun, boil kettle, gravity feed kind of thing. So I've and then with the brew in the bag, the propane gas, the stovetop brewing, the brew in the bag, the brew in the basket, all these things. I'm starting, which is 20 years late, some clarity as to what I know I like and what I know I don't like about the brewing process. So I'm working on this winter on making some changes around here. I posted a picture just off camera here. I can turn the webcam around if you guys really wanted to see what I'm doing, but I already posted a picture. I have an old kegerator. So if you watch some of my old videos from like 10 years ago, I had a single barrel or single kegerator with a single tap behind my basement bar, and over the years, in recent years, I replaced that with a triple tap from, I think it was a Kegland brand one. So I have the old one up here. I've been using it as a fridge because it comes with shelves and you can plug all the holes and turn it back into a fridge again. And I've been using that for like large trays of food and meat to like brine overnight before they go out on the grill over here. It's worked out great, but now that it being wintertime, I've kind of realized that I don't like brewing in here out in my garage in the wintertime. I've been doing it, pushing through it, but it's never gotten better. I thought by now I would have found a better way of working. My problems are actually because of my house. I can't brew in my house. I brew out in the garage, but I don't have water access out here. I have to use a hose around the back of my house, and I have to run 100-foot hose around and around to the side and into the garage, open garage door when it's cold out here. I have to make sure the line doesn't freeze. And then I have to dump off all the water. I can't just dump it down my driveway because it'll turn into a sheet of ice. And then I have to bring all the water, put back in buckets and bring it back into the house and dump it in a sink or something. It's backbreaking. It's just so much harder for me to do all grain brewing in the winter time. So I said something needs to change. And what I came up with, going back to the kegerator thing, is that it fits kegs in it, whole kegs, like full size kegs, kind of like that one back there, which is actually not a real keg. That's a kegmenter. That's my next leap forward here, I hope. So what I'm doing is, rather than brewing 10-gallon batches out here and having to fill two smaller fermenters, hoist them up, hurt my back through 4 doorways, down 3 different flights of stairs in different directions to get all the way down to my basement and drop it down and go upstairs and grab the other one and waddle all the way back down through my house. Every time I want to do this, I said, would it be great if I can just put the stuff in the fermenter and leave it in my garage somehow? Well, in the cold winter garage, it's going to be freezing out here. I have a heater, but I'm not leaving it on 68 degrees, for weeks on end, especially with the gas prices going up, right? So I converted my former kegerator turned fridge back into a fermentation chamber. I have an Inkbird temperature controller. I ran some cables and some power through the gas line in the back of the kegerator, and I put an outlet on there so I can plug in a heating pad or a hot lamp or anything else in there to heat it up when it's cold out in the wintertime. And since it's also a fridge, it'll also cool it down in the summertime. So now I can just put my beer in that fermenter back there, roll it over here about 10 feet or about 5 feet, slide it into the fridge, and set my temperature on my Inkbird and walk away for 2 weeks. So that's a big time saver. So I think going forward, what that means is that there's certain types of fermenters that won't fit in my fridge, and they're mostly the conical kind. And I've gotten conicals. I've tried several ones over the past several years now, and each of them has always had the same drawback, in my opinion. And to me, for what I do and what I want to do with it, it doesn't really add to my experience. It actually makes my experience worse by having more parts to clean and disassemble and move around and things. It didn't fit into my fridges. I couldn't leave it in the garage because I had to temperature control it in my basement somehow. So the whole movement of all that, I just said conicals, I don't need them. Harvest yeast, sure. If I was going to harvest yeast, I just harvest it right out of the carboy, just like the old fashioned days. There's no need for that. So, and I don't really do that anyway. So my new path forward is bucket style fermenters. So plain buckets, carboys, flat bottom or dome bottom, right? That's kind of what I'm talking about, like the Firmzilla All-Rounder or the Keg King Snub Nose, which I have as well. So I'm keeping all those. The Spike Flex, I'm keeping that. That's a bucket style fermenter, but I'm getting rid of the original Firmzilla, the Fermentosaurus. I got rid of the Fast Ferment, the Catalyst. I got rid of those already a while back. So I kind of know where I'm going forward with this to make my life easier so I can brew more often, right? And not go, oh, that's a lot of work. I'll just go do it, right? So, and then last night I brewed a batch, my first extract batch of brew in since the mid to late 2000s. So it's a long time, and I did it because I could brew on my stove in the house, in the warm house. Don't have to be out in this cold garage with this noisy heater blasting for several hours and no water supply, no way to clean all this equipment and wash all the grains out. I mean, it's just a big pita, right? I figured let's go back to doing some extract brewing. So I brewed a batch of it was an English dark mild so it was just very low gravity, very low hops, very inexpensive batch. I did it on my stovetop. I did it as a concentrated wort. So it means I could have used my 8-gallon kettle, but my stovetop takes a long time to heat up that much water. So I used a 4.5-gallon kettle, concentrated boil, and I added the missing water to the fermenter like the old days. That's how I used to brew. Extract brewing, smaller pot, concentrated wort boil. And and I liked it. I loved it. I mean, I started brewing around 4:30, 4:45. I was done around 8 o'clock, and that included cleaning everything up, putting everything back away on the shelves. So I might be doing some more extract brewing, especially this winter. The spring and summer, I'll go back to all grain because it's a great excuse to be outside. Well, in the garage outside, with, fresh air and all. So sorry, that was my long-winded update as to where I think I'm going forward with this. I love electric brewing, of course, too. So I'm going to find a way to incorporate like the Grainfather or something with extract brewing. I know the Grainfather is for all grain, but you can still make an extract batch in it just like you can with any pot. So I might include that to automate some of my nights. But honestly, just a pot on the stove, a chiller hooked up to your sink. The water comes through your sink, goes down the drain. I didn't have to lug buckets of water in and out of the house. So anyway, I'm rambling. So I kind of have a pretty good solid feel as to where I need to go, or I am going now forward to save time and hassle and all that stuff. So, I'm not sure what that means for content. I'm definitely going to be doing videos with that kegmenter in my new fermentation chamber, since it's a new toy, basically, right? A toy that I just put together. And I'm not sure what else I'll be doing this spring. I'm trying to plan my next batch of beer now, which I'll brew in a few weeks. I have a new product from October Design. I got one of those homebrew canning devices that Brian here had demonstrated already, I think, on his channel. So I have one of those here in a big giant box of aluminum cans over there too. That I need to learn how to seam or seal some seams here soon. So I talked a bit here. Let me go through some of your comments and I'll carry on here. Twin Monkeys Homebrewing says, hello, Larry. Hello there. Oh, Brian's asking, of course, you guys have all answered them, but just for those who didn't see the text, Brian's asking, should we, as in, I think he means me, him, Chad, and Clay, and Kelly, because she's going to be there, right? I hope. And we're going to brew a batch of something. And so which vessel? 3-vessel system? I'm all for it, Brian. The only brew system, the only true 3-vessel system I brewed on was the one that I co-brewed on at that brew pub a couple of years ago in Indiana. If you guys remember that road trip video that I did. Other than that, I'm trying to think where else I did a 3-vessel system. Anyway, I don't have one, so I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Plus I've never brewed on a Herm system, which is what Brian has, which is also something kind of cool. Well, actually, no, I have brewed a Herm system. It was that brew pub again. Keep forgetting that. All right, so welcome everyone. Perry Mattis says he stopped in the garage. It's too cold here in Canada. Yeah, you're colder than me. Yeah, so that's the problem. So go back to extract brewing or hang it up for several months. I mean, I can't not brew in the wintertime, right? Because there's certain beer styles like this bourbon stout that I brewed, and other dark beers like stout that Brian sent me, or anything like that I would love to drink those beers, those darker, maltier beers. I don't drink those in the summertime. I just not me. You know, I'm like more of a seasonal drinker, right? And I don't mean like I'm on and off. I mean, I change what I like each season, from like pale ales to brown ales to lagers and wheat beers in the springtime, fruit beers, things like that. See, I have a question from Kev Does Stuff. My next recipe will be a dunkel that I'm going to ferment in a keg the first time. Can you simplify all the info out there about pressure fermenting, cold conditioning, cold crashing, etc.? Oh, wow, that's simple. Yeah. My 2-minute elevator speech, is that what you're asking for? Because I mean, each of those topics is a topic unto itself. Like, for example, like cold crashing, it depends on who you ask as to how they do that, right? I mean, there's different techniques. I mean, I don't technically what people call cold crashing in a fermenter. I never done. I don't have the space, and I don't feel like I would need to. I just rack from the finished fermenter into the keg, and I'll chill and carbonate it at the same time and let it settle out and cold crash over the week while it's carbonating. And then I pour off the first pint of stuff that comes out, which is the trub and some yeast and stuff. It just comes right on out in the glass. You wash the glass out, you pour up the next one, and it's clear. But some people do it the other way. Cold conditioning, that's for like lagering, I assume. With pressure fermenting, you don't need to do cold conditioning. That's one of the key strengths of pressure fermenting. That's the only reason why I got into lagers. Well, I did a lager with pre-pressure fermentation. But in that video, I lamented how long it took, and I did some little skit where I was pacing back and forth for like weeks on end, waiting for the beer to be finished. I think it was called my first batch of Vienna lager or something from 5-6 years ago, is my guess. Yeah, but once pressure fermenting came around, it was just like, hey, I could do this at room temperature. I don't need to find a fridge or anything, or a cold space for 2 months. Good stuff. So I got videos, and other people have videos on those topics here too. But it was one A to Z thing, maybe. I've been thinking about writing a book this winter. at least an ebook of some sort, because that's one of the other things I was maybe going to bring up this this night about the summer, about the future of my channel. Unfortunately, oh, $100. What's this here? Oh, is that Harold? Iroquois Nation road trip money for your trip to Brian and Kelly's. Dude, rock on, man. That'll about pay for gas one way. Thank you so much. At the current rates, right? But oh, that's awesome, man. Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I know you offered to buy my way down to your place down in Champaign or Gilman. Gilman, is it? No, yeah, you live in Gilman, I think you said. Whoop, shouldn't have said that. Anyway, cheers, prost. Here's the Herald. Here's the Iroquois Nation. Here's the Iroquois Nation. Iroquois Nation. Iroquois Nation. Here's the Iroquois Nation who's with us tonight. These no, I can't. That's the X-rated version. I should not probably do that. So thank you, sir. I really do appreciate it. Oh, beautiful. So awesome. What else we got here, fellas? I had to scroll back up a little bit more here because it jumped down on me here. Darn it. Rob, it's not possible to make a living doing brewing channels. No, it's not. And that's what I was kind of going towards as my next topic. Once I can segue into it, I don't want to be a downer or anything, but this channel is getting harder and harder to like keep doing for me. So as you might have noticed, I went from doing videos basically weekly for a few years to like twice a month to once every 2 months to once every 3 months now it feels like, and then slowing down, and my numbers are showing it too. My view counts, my ad revenue is a fraction of what it used to be. It's not encouraging, and I lose subscribers with every video I post. I don't know how I'm doing this. It's like I think I've been flatlined at around 75,000 subscribers for a year now, I think, or somewhere within that, within 1,000 or so subscribers. I completely flatlined on this channel, and I've slowed to a crawl, and I lose subscribers every time I post a video. So it does make me wonder how long I will still be doing this, and how soon or how late that will start to end. It feels like it's ending already. I'm trying to keep this thing afloat as best I can. Let's see here. Good comments there in Dr. Hans. Yeah, so back about making money brewing, these brewing channels, I mean, you make a few $100 a month on average. Sometimes I was making as much as 500, sometimes 700. I used to get ad revenue from Amazon, but over the years they cut the influencers cut of that in half at one point. I make scraps from that, if anything. This stuff here is like pennies. I get some Patreons. I get some of you sending money here and there for the spreadsheet. It's all good stuff. It's all great, but that's nothing to live on. I can't even live on my own with that kind of stream, let alone with wife and kids and everything, right? So like, it's and so I need to make a decision what I'm going to be doing, because it's either I need to find a way to ramp things back up again, or just peter out, probably, because the ramp things up requires an even larger investment in things. Time, of course, but also money, equipment, maybe farming some stuff out to people to do, which I can't afford to pay with this stuff. So it's like I've kind of hit a wall, it feels, unfortunately. I would like to keep I'd like to keep it going, but we'll see. And another wrinkle, I don't want to piss off anyone, but this is just what's going on. All right. Ever since Joe Biden issued that ridiculous, like, un-American vaccine mandate that he's not authorized to do, don't give me any shit about it being so. It's not. Nothing in the Constitution enumerates the federal government to do what they're doing right now. So, and as a result of his decision to do this and to require all federal employees and contractors to get vaccinated, that also irked me as well. And now they're going to start making boosters mandatory as long as you work for the federal government. So and now they're going to start doing flight restrictions and things. And I fly for my job, or I used to, but I will once things pick up again. And with all these mandates they're throwing at you, I'm not sure how long I want to be doing my day job anymore either, honestly. So I need to start looking for a new way forward ASAP. I was coerced against my will to take a vaccine I didn't want 2 months ago because of this ridiculous mandate that like our idiot president has put out there. And I will be honest about that. He's an absolute idiot. But that's not what the live stream's for, but just giving you some rationale as to what's going on here, because I need to get off the pot or shit and get off the pot or whatever it is, because I need to find a new way to provide for my family and for myself without depending upon a dictator in chief who's a moron again to tell us what we have to do with our bodies. Hypocrites, all of them, freaking politicians, right? So I have to put my head down to the grindstone, or nose to the grindstone, or whatever that term is, and get out there and start finding a new career path ASAP. And that's going to eat up time as well. So I'm trying to decide what to do with this channel, because the reality is smacking me in the face of what's been going on the past couple of years has caught up to me now finally, and I'm sick of it, and I need to make a new path forward. So and I know this home brewing stuff is not anything to live off of. This YouTube stuff isn't anything to worth, for anyone who's got a family to support, to live off of. So I got some hard thinking to do this week that I'm off next week. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this channel, because I love doing this. Hobbies is why we are into doing hobbies and things. We like sharing and collaborating and being proud of our work, and showing others how to do things is kind of a fun, kind of being an instructor for those who are new, kind of be a online buddy to those of you who are buddies like this, hanging out and socializing. And it's all fun stuff, man, but it's all about priorities. I got to find a new job. Actually, and not even a new job. Actually, honestly, this whole mandates cast such a wide net that with my skill set and background, any company I work for is going to have federal contracts and therefore exclude me from like working for them. So I actually really need to like start over at my age, find a new path, open a business, online business of some sort. Unfortunately, so this coming year is going to be shakier than the rest for this channel, because just because of time and priorities. So I apologize for that in advance. All right, guys, let me scroll back up here. Oh, I got $20. Ooh, look at this. All right, so man, you guys are rocking it. From USMC Mike 1. Enjoy your channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate the tip. Really helps a lot, man. Salute. Prost, whatever. That's cool. Yeah. Thanks for joining again. You do this stuff long enough, and I've been doing this since like 2011 or 12, maybe 11/12 in the winter. And you see a lot of the same names coming through, and you start recognizing names, even though I never met your guys' faces. Well, most of you I haven't met, but it's cool that you're willing to throw some money my way anyway. So that rocks. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's see some more questions here. Yeah, man, that's so awesome. You guys rock. Extract and barbecue by Larry. That's an old comment. That's funny, Brian. What are we brewing? I think the question was earlier from Brian. I'm just getting caught up on. I would say, well, it's going to be what, late? Well, it's going to be midwinter, actually. I think my next beer I was going to brew in a couple of weeks was going to be a brown ale, another English brown ale. So maybe something else besides that. Don't know. It's a good question. We'll have to ponder what sounds most enticing. I'm pretty much open for anything, even something simple like a pale ale. I'm not much into IPAs nowadays as I used to. I don't know what happened. I guess I do know what happened. I've been drinking such hop-forward beers for so long, for 20 plus years, and watching year after year with ever higher IBUs and even more bitter beers come out higher than the next. It got to the point where I think it's just the scales of flavor went entirely in terms of bitterness and hops, and wasn't tasting grains no more. So I kind of started wanting to get back to more balanced beers. That's why I started doing lagers more a couple of years ago too, as well as some of these maltier beers and things, just to get away from doing IPAs. Hold on just a second. Sorry, just talking to my daughter there. She was wondering what I was doing. I was like, aren't you watching my live stream? She's like, oh. So anyway, so yeah, where was I going? So we were brewing. If you were to ask me, I'd say not an IPA. that's all. It's and probably nothing Belgian. I also once upon a time was a big fan of Belgian triples and doubles and all that stuff. And I don't know. I just over time my taste buds just got changed. I don't know why. What else we got here? 50 Canadian dollars from Gordy French. Thank you very much, Gordy. Appreciate it. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is, but it don't matter. Just the effort was all that mattered to me. Thank you so much. Got some curse words. I'm going to show their comment at after all. So again, going back to the live stream days, back early on when I was doing this with the text on the side here, they didn't have any things that like flag things that would block them from being posted. It was always a pain in the ass. And it's gotten better, obviously, as I just showed there. Ed here had just an F word that was even misspelled, and he got blocked for that. And I didn't, do that. Oh, Mike, yeah. Hey, thanks for your service. Yeah, I think I said that before in the past video or something. But cheers again. Thank you for that. In Eisenbach, I thought about a Bach as well, because Bach's a lager. So yeah, Brian, that wouldn't be bad. I don't know about an ice Bach, but some sort of Bach, maybe. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's see. Courtney Moses, you're the man, Larry. I've learned so much from you. Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for calling in to hang out. I appreciate that. Let's hear my dream grill and smoker setup. Well, once upon a time, I used to like I used to like my offset smoker because that's all I knew, and I thought that was great. But I had a cheaper smoker. It leaked. I did some mods to it to help seal it up and help improve the airflow, and it worked better. But it still required you to get up early in the morning, stoke a wood all day, and and you're tired, you're exhausted, or whatever, right? So my ideal grill and smoker came about with the Kamados when I started to like get into those about 10 years ago. So I started getting Kamados, and the Kamados they grilled, they smoked, they baked, they seared, they did all this stuff all in one thing. And that was pretty much a dream too, but there's still some work involved there. So my dream is set it and forget it. I want something that's going to be smoky when it comes out, delicious and crusty, and all the properties I want, and moist and succulent without me having to put any work into it. Basically. And so there's like pellet smokers, some people say, right? And maybe that's an option. But so far my favorite grill is a Kamado style grill. I've had 4 of them. I still have 3. I gave 1 to my brother-in-law. But it asked me about a dream smoker. That's definitely in the world of fantasy that you'd find something like that. Because they all got trade-offs, even the electric smokers. They cook steadily and equally all night long, but they lack in smoke unless you're constantly adding chips to them all the time, which is goes back to the maintenance thing. Brew beer, make pizza too. Yeah, so that was a good question. I make pizza. So Kamados are good pizza ovens. I'm sorry, Mike, or Mechanic Brewing, $9.99. Thank you so much. Keep it going, Larry. Life changes, and it's mostly for the better. Yeah, it's my hope. I don't want to take steps backwards, but sometimes you got to make a pause and clear your head and make a new vector in life. And choose wisely, of course. We can brew brown ale, Brian. Yes, we can. I love brown ales. I wouldn't mind. In fact, I didn't buy my ingredients for my next brown, so I will maybe not hold off on that and brew it at your house, and then I'll brew another style of beer in a couple of weeks. That's fine too. In fact, maybe I'll make the Bach. It's fine with me. Um, let's see. So pellet grills, yeah, okay. Green Mountain Dealer, green eggs, yeah. So yeah. So again, I like Kamados. In fact, I gave a coworker of mine some advice about a few weeks ago. He calls me up and says, yeah, or he texted me actually and said, you know, I'm looking for a smoker, my first smoker. What do I recommend? I'm like, well, what's your budget? Do you have $10,000? Do you have $100? And so I told him about my latest Kamado, this SNS Grills one, which I love. I use that's my go-to Kamado, my go-to grill for everything now. In fact, I just did a rotisserie pork loin on that thing the other day. Outstanding. I did smash burgers on the thing with one of those plancha plates before that. Smoky roasting pizza is my favorite thing. Bread, oh man. So yeah, I totally agree. The problem with the pellet grills is that most of them are, just all of them are like single purpose. They're good at smoking or maybe getting up to roasting temperatures. And some of them have like searing things that say, oh, we can sear up to like so many 100 degrees. But you want really hot searing. That's generally in the realm of super hot red coals, man. Like right above the fire too. Just whereas the pellets have like a tray and then the heat over here and it flows. It's just, it can't get as hot, as my point. That's all. So then you end up having like a flat top for your hot foods, or you know, whatever, something like that. Camp Chef, yeah, I have. I don't have Camp Chefs. I have two Blackstones, a 17-inch and a 22-inch. I bought the 17 just to get into flat top cooking, and I don't have storage space even outside for a flat top anywhere, so I didn't want a full size one with a cart. I just wanted one that I can fold up and put on the shelf, which I have now. And I liked it so much, I went out and got the 22-inch version because I wanted 2 zones, right? So now I actually have basically 3-zone heat, and I used actually both of these for a Christmas brunch that I made a week or so ago, and made all kinds of food: bacon, hash browns, eggs, and all kinds of fixings on there. Man, it was awesome. A flat top is great to have, man. I mean, I thought, but if you have a grill like an SNS Kamado or any place that could put a cast iron or just any hot grill where you can get the grate down by the coals, or the coals up by the grate, and you have a cast iron frying pan, that's all you need, man. And that thing will just sear steaks and burgers and pork. Yeah, it's great. But I guess it's getting me hungry. She's getting me hungry. Yeah, so Jeremy Vandervet said, yeah, his SNS Kamado is epic. Never had I've never had a bad meal off my Kamado. And it's not just a Kamado, it's skill, man. Come on, you know. It's part you as well, right? But yeah, it makes good food. Char grillers, I have a char griller. I don't buy char griller, those cheap sheet metal char griller grills that you can get at Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards and things like that. They're so damn drafty. You'd be wasting tons of fuel and lots of effort trying to get those things working if you're trying to smoke something in them. I would not recommend a char griller. Now, I had a char griller Acorn Kamado. That was the first grill I think they made that actually was of some quality, but even then I had to augment it to make it to seal it up really tight so it wouldn't leak air. I had to get some high temp silicone caulk, and I had to caulk around the vents, and I had to do some little things like that to make sure it was sealed up better. But it's pretty good value for a few $100 at the time. Stomach is growling. Brian's hungry. Yeah, so am I, man. I'm freaking starving. So okay, have I done any more sous vide since the prime rib? Yeah, actually I did. I can't remember what I did earlier this year. It must not have been very impressive, but just recently, because I have this, oh shit, I spilled my drink. I have this sous vide gun that I showed quickly in a video I did about a month or two ago, where I was doing Italian beef sandwiches on the grain father. I used the grain father as my sous vide device, and I did like a 6-pound round roast, I think it was, and I cooked it to medium rare, chilled. I did a whole little video clip thing on it, and I chilled it, sliced it, made Italian beef sandwiches out of it. But I seared it with that sous vide torch because it was all gray, right? You sous vide it, it comes out kind of pinkish gray. And then you're like, oh, you know, so you torch it with the torch and then chars it up real nice. It gives a nice flavor. It's good. It's good. So I love doing sous vide, and I love prime rib. Prime rib was a little bit too expensive this year for me. I did not want to pay the prices they were asking for, quite frankly. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty pricey when you get prime grade prime rib or even choice. I mean, that's, you know, you're talking some good money there, especially for a whole like 19-20 pound chunk. I mean, it's hundreds of dollars. Brian, I'm almost to your beer here, buddy. Sorry, I'm making you wait too long. Franklin smokers, yeah, I've seen, you know, as an Aaron Franklin, yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of smokers. There's good ones out there, I guess, but most of them are like offsets again. And again, because the reason why I went to Kamado's, I think I got off track earlier, was that I can set it and forget it on Kamado. I can put the food on at 8 or 10 o'clock the night before, put on a pork shoulder or whatever, advance, get it stabilized at 250 degrees or so, and go to bed. Wake up in the morning, food's still cooking. It's done in time for lunch. You slept well. You know, I could never do that with any of my other girls, and it was plenty smoky too. Right? So enough pumping that up, I guess. Just explaining why I like Kamados. I did like a couple videos several years ago as to reasons why I bought a Kamado or have Kamados now, but it just, there's no need to dwell. I probably explained half of them just now. All right. Well, thank you for the tips, everyone. I much appreciate it again, guys. Cigar recommendations. Oh, I don't know if you're asking other people. I actually, I like to try new things, just like with beer, right? Or whatever. I like to sample wares when I find them. So whenever I go to the cigar shop, there's so many damn cigars there, and they're rotating so many through that it's not very often that I get the same cigar over and over again. But there's some brands generally that I like Aston Martin and My Father and some of those like that. But those, I mean, depending on your budget, could be $15, $20 plus cigars. On the low end, you know, there's some out there for well, you can buy a bag of backwoods cigars for a couple bucks, I think, at a gas station. But my sweet spot has been around between $6 and $10 range. Yeah, so there's some Christophs in there. Sometimes a Rocky Patel. I've been doing some Alec Bradleys more and more often now because they've been having specials where they'll sell you 5 for a certain discounted price at a time. I've been doing that. Let's see. So, okay. So before I go too long here, let me finish my stout and I'll pour up Brian's. I got to be careful. This is actually like between 9 and 10% alcohol, I think. So, and I've already had some before I started the stream, and this is the first one on the stream. So, I got nothing else to do today, apparently, except drink my beer, which is good. How often can you say, hey, I spent Wednesday enjoying myself? Yeah. All right. So, drum roll, I guess, Brian. I'm gonna open up. So this can again is from Brian here. Short Circuited Brewers. He's got this wrapping thing. So he canned these himself with, I think, the October design, one of their canners. I think he's got 2 now, if I remember. But he's got these labels. And Brian, I need to know where you get these labels, because the cans they sent me are just silver, and I'd like to put some cool label on mine too. But he's got the stuff and a little label printed out there. So was that done on your home printer or something? You just had some white labels that like were that certain size from the office store or whatever, and you did that? I'm just curious because now I want to, I definitely want to do something like that too. Who wants to handwrite beer on the side of every can in a batch that you bottle, like or can? I mean, so my stream should break soon. Oh, because I'm pouring your beer. I don't know. I'm actually very excited. See, here, smell it. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Oh, all right, man. This is the first beer I've had from another home brewer aside from Mike and Paul in Wisconsin on their home brewing TV channel. I've had their beers, and right. I've had some other home brewer beers from local beer people here, but I've never had a fellow YouTuber's beer ever yet. So first time ever. I'm popping my cherry on the BrewTuber beer unidirectional exchange because I did not send him one, but I figured I'll see what I have to bring out there with me next month. So salute, Brian. I'm gonna give another prop to the short-circuited. Ah, all right. All right, let's give it a shot. Ah. Aha. Mm-hmm. Taste the chocolate right out of the gate. And it kind of lingers too, the chocolate sweetness. The coffee's subdued, which is great. I don't want to think I'm drinking an actual coffee. So the fact that you have the chocolate comes out first on the nose and mouth and the tongue, it's all chocolatey. It's real, yeah, and then just a little bit of like cold coffee after that. So very neutral, clean aftertaste. Man, it's just, I think there's only one thing wrong here is that I'm not here to like, that I'm not there with you or you're here with me to like drink it with me. But thanks for the beer and the rest of the care package too. Totally. Oh man. So what was the ABV on this again? I got the can here. 8.6%. IBUs 57. You brewed on October 6th. Canned 11/22. Yeah, so I've had this for several weeks, and I didn't forget about it, Brian. I knew all about it. I just was waiting for the right time like this to share it with others. I was going to drink it with Chad at our family Christmas party, but we were so involved with the party and people and food and everything that we were doing, including beer and stuff, that it just didn't happen then. So here we are. The Mash Maker Challenge, $4.99. All right. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Ka-ching. Oh, yeah. And I also figured out how to make your names bold on the screen chat too, because in the past it would only show it in the live chat stream. Now I figured out what style sheet information I needed to add to my browser window here to format the text and format the colors and everything for all you guys. So that's cool. That's working, man. Thank you again. Cheers. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And then, all right. So what else did I have to share with you folks? Let me see here. Oh, I think that was about it. What time is it? Is it an hour? It's already been an hour? I was just talking nonstop and now it's been an hour. Well, I mean, I think it's kind of, I mean, I just poured a drink. I mean, for crying out loud. What else should I talk about? You guys, oh man, I guess I ran out of topics already. Jeez, man, this is so much easier when you got someone on the call with you that I like chat with. Ah, maybe that's what I should focus on next time. Figuring out what technology to use to bring a co-host or a guest on, similar to what other people do. I started looking into that a few years ago, and then like I was unhappy with the current solutions that were out there at the time, and I dropped the idea, and now it's back in my mind again. So some people use that Discord thing, but I'm not a gamer. That's more of a gamer thing, I think. I tried using Skype because I'm old school. I couldn't get it looking right. Zoom, I'm so sick of using Zoom. I use Zoom all damn day long at work. I just can't stand it. I gotta find another like video chat kind of thing so I can hook you guys in and we can talk with someone. Who knows? Maybe I could even get chat on the line relatively easily. Skype works. Yeah, Brian says Skype works. Well, you know, I have to go back and look at it because I think I was doing that back when I was experimenting on a non-personal laptop that does not belong to me officially, and I think the security on it, because it's corporate policy, was keeping it from working right or something. Maybe I'll revisit that. So Larry's Beer-N-BBQ guest in 2000. Harold, thanks. Okay, so that's a good idea. So yeah, so maybe I'll do something like the Between Two Ferns kind of. You know, if you guys ever watched that movie Between Two Ferns with Zach Gaffa, I can't even pronounce his last name. And anyway, it's strange but funny ass freaking movie. I know he's done short skits before on it, so I've only seen the movie. I've never seen his short skits, but something like that would be cool. But one thing I was thinking of that's been on my list of suggestions to myself for a while. I have a little cheat sheet of things, of ideas, and I write them down, and I never act on them. And one of those ideas was I have a buddy, Justin, Baby Back Maniac, who does like food cooking and stuff like that over on his channel all the time. And about a year ago, and he featured me in one of his episodes, but he did a whole series on called Pimp My Grill. And he was giving people, sending him videos of people themselves pointing out their hobby collection, and for him it was grills. So he'd have like 2 or 3 or 4 guests per episode do like a short few minute video of them walking around their patio showing off all their cooking gear and stuff like that. So I figured I would do something similar. I haven't come up with a title. Oh, actually I do have a title for it. I just can't remember what it is now, but I'm not set on it yet. But about showing off your homebrewing stuff, right? So you can say I can't remember what I was going to call this thing, but the point is that you would submit clips of yourself showing off your homebrew systems, something that you're proud about, something that you built yourself, or how clean you keep yours, or how many you have, or how obsessed you are with the hobby. Kind of those over the top kind of videos, you know, where you're just like, wow, he must really like that hobby or whatever, right? I was thinking about doing that and kind of coordinating and facilitating that. So it's been on my list for a while now. I just been meaning to act on it. And what that helps me do is avoid brewing beer that I shouldn't be drinking because of health issues again. I lost a lot of weight last winter and I gained it all back. So I figured I got to come up with some topics that don't involve brewing and drinking beer a lot. And maybe watching and compiling videos of you guys doing that very topic for me, and I can format it and kind of share it on the channel, showing, hey, here's so-and-so from whatever place. And he has, he wants to share his systems, and he does this, oh, hey, I'm whatever, and here's my stuff. And you walk around just like a little selfie stick, and you walk around and you show everyone what you got, and I'll make it look nice for you. I'll put it on screen. So that's my idea. I don't know if it's a good idea. It could be a bad idea. All right. So there's a question down here. Oh, you just actually said what I was going to say. Yeah. What about featuring other brewers' homebrew setups? That's exactly what I was just describing. Perfect. Yeah. Some questions here. Am I still using the stainless steel auto siphon? Yes, I actually am. In fact, I used it out of frustration with my bourbon stout. I was trying to transfer that thing from, I think it was the snub nose fermenter or Fermzilla to the Spike Flex through a closed transfer, and the damn thing clogged up the posts. In hindsight, it turns out that the Fermzilla all-arounder, the posts were all clogged full of old crap from like over time, over brews. I had to get those metal things that screwed off the lid. I had to pop the little earring or little ring in there, pop everything out and clean all it and use a magnifying glass to put it all back together again and screw it all back on just to clear it up. And that's what actually caused it to clog. In hindsight, but at the time I'm like, it's not transferring. So I went ahead and grabbed the stainless steel siphon, popped open the lids, and racked from the plastic fermenter to the Spike Plus before I added my wood chips and bourbon. So it works great. It's fine. I love it, man. I got so tired of the plastic ones, like those firm siphons, or what do I call it? It's like the brand you see all the time with a little thing that like dangles in the bottom, and it's plastic, so you can't put it in hot work. It'll crack and melt and stuff like that. No. I totally love the stainless steel and totally worth it. I know that was given to me, if you don't remember, in hopes I'd make a video of it, and I certainly did, because I love that thing. That's one of my favorite backup gadgets now. It's like, always have a good auto siphon, because when stuff doesn't transfer and stuff gets clogged and you don't want to, you just, okay, out comes the auto siphon. Still use it. Equipment hacks once a week. That's an idea. Now, okay, of course I can't post anything once a week anymore, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Harold, that's you, didn't it? First episode, how to turn your Spike Flex into a boil kettle. So, oh, you're talking about my showcase series. Yes. So like although you're camera shy, should be making a video showing how you converted your Spike Flex Plus into a boil kettle, because I thought those pictures were awesome. He actually did it, or is doing it. It's hysterical. What else did I get here? Yeah. So Brian, you're joking about here's my 8 systems. Yeah, you may, but this guy who had a grill, he had like 40, 50 grills all over his backyard, big ones, small ones, different colors of the same model of the same, grill and things. It was just insane. It's like, how many ways can you cook meat? Anyway, I just thought that was funny. So that's how you know they're a hobbyist, right? Because they like the gear as much as the result. See, I'm more about the result, as you can probably tell, than I am the process. I want the end result in the expeditiously, affordably manner as possible without too much trouble. Because that encourages me to do it more often. So now I got a comment here that says do collabs from USMC Mike. He says do collabs with some of the other channels, and that's what I'm doing next month with Brian. Right? I did 2 or 3 with Homebrewing TV already. I think 3 now. I tried to get some going in earlier years with some other channels, which never worked out. See, the problem is people don't live by each other. It's a big problem, right? Let's see. So like, I got a request from Dr. Hans, Johnny, on his channel to do a collab about a year ago. And I feel bad. I just never got back to him much because I didn't know what to do from 10,000 miles away, right? Because he's in Sweden, Sverige. I think I said it right. I don't know. Scandinavia. And others, and quite frankly, no one else has approached me about doing a collab in like several years. I don't know if I'm intimidating. Do I put people off? I know I can't be my BO because you can't smell me through a camera lens. So there's got to be a reason why people have not asked to do a collab either. But what do you do when you do a remote collab? I haven't seen any successful ones that really, unless they're in person and on site, right, with you, like side by side, and you're doing stuff or talking. It's not that exciting. You can do a stream call, sure, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just kind of like what we're doing here, but I don't call that a collab. That's just a live chat with guests, right? So So I'm about to break new ground for myself, working with Brian. I don't know if Brian's done a collab like in that manner before either. Have you, Brian? BrewQ, yeah. So hey, so all right, so like James, he's down in Texas. You know, he's down in I think Houston area, I think still, right? And at the over at the BrewQ, and yeah, do a collab. But like again, from 3,000 miles away or 1,500 miles away or whatever, I don't know. I mean, Brian's, I don't know, 600 miles away or something. That's like, I mean, that's a long day drive. That's about as far as I probably would want to drive. And if there's others in the Midwest, that would be great too. Don't mind doing collabs. I'm all for creative stuff. I want to do stuff that's fun, stuff that's boring or it's been done before and you're just kind of rehashing it. Unless you're going to do it way better, it's not worth redoing. So some themes, some topics that may already been done before, not worth rehashing. So if it's something creative and interesting, I'm all for it because I'm always looking for ideas. The question is you have to give me a question now, James, about what dungeon am I trapped in? This is my garage, man. This is my garage. This is what I'm saying. I can't brew out here in the wintertime because I got everything closed up. And I got the heat on here, which is not on at the moment. I actually turned the heat off so you guys wouldn't hear it. It's really annoying because when it kicks on, the noise suppression on this thing kicks in. So if I'm quiet, you don't hear anything. But the minute I start talking, every syllable that comes out of my mouth, you're and it's actually more annoying than just turning the noise suppression off. So I just turned the heat off. So I layered up, I zipped up here, and I give myself 12 degrees. So I heat up the garage to 72. When it gets down to 60, I'm going to decide whether I'm going to cut the stream off or not because I'm not turning the heat back on. It's just too distracting out here. Do I participate in actually, hold on a minute, Trans Am guy. I lost some comments up here. I was going to go back and grab here. Okay, no, okay. All good. Do I have oh no, so I've never done a homebrew club, back when I started brewing, I was kind of like an outsider. I just did my own thing and I never saw the value in driving an hour plus in traffic to go to a meeting of other dudes who I barely know to pound their chests, I guess, about how great of a brewer they are and how much more they know than the guy next to him in the chair. That was my impression of what a homebrew club was, and so I didn't want to deal with any of that back then. And then that's about the time that YouTube started really becoming popular in 2000, in the mid 2000s, and then online forums were already going on by that point anyway, and I learn more faster online than I do sitting 2 hours in traffic, 1 hour each way, going to a club meeting somewhere. So no, I never have. In fact, this is my homebrew club, right? This is it. Here. Questions. Yeah, Harold, we'll get out for a shoot and brew, man. I was just telling some guys this week they wanted to go to they want to go shooting this week, and so did I. Although I can't find ammo, I still got a few thousand rounds of like 5.56 that I can unload. Well, I wouldn't shoot it all because I want to keep some left, but I was going to go to the range this week. But now with high school sports and repairs I've had to make, unexpected repairs to the house I just had to do, and some other things, it's not so convenient now, and my days are running out. So I would love to get together, go out for a shoot and brew. Count me in tentatively, depending on the date, but we should do it definitely when it's nicer than it is now. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Iroquois Nation, he's about an hour and 45 minutes from here, maybe 2 hours south. He's closer to Champaign-Urbana, where I went to school there, so I got that in common there. And would love to get out for a brew and a shoot. Definitely more food collabs with Brian. Definitely would do that. We did well. we did, but Brian really did a pretty good biscuits and gravy recipe last summer, because if you recall, going back a year and a half now, of March of 2020, right as these lockdowns across states were going on, Brian and I had already made plans to do a collab with him then. And because of all the lockdowns and everyone's freaking out about this COVID thing, it shut everything down. We didn't do anything, canceled, and then we did this kind of remote collab. So this was creative, right? This is what I was saying. This was a good idea. He made the biscuits and gravy that he was going to make for me if I was there, as if I was there, and he'd make this really good, and then he shared the recipe with everyone. But then I put it on my channel, and I inserted myself into the video throughout the video here and there, and it was just a fun, jestful thing. It was fun, right? I mean, it was entertaining to make. It was for me to make. I'm sure Brian enjoyed making his video, and the fact that I was able to digitally insert myself in the background in one of the clips was hysterical. Oh man, I love it. I should do that. I should have gone into video editing, because that's actually what I'm finding out more as I find out, as you probably do watching YouTube, you watch your favorite channels, including mine, maybe, and Brian's and others YouTube channels, and you have other YouTube channels, not just brewing. You have other interests. Maybe you're watching those too, right, and all that. And what was it? No, I just forgot what I was. I just forgot what I was talking about. Damn it! I was kind of go off on a tangent. Didn't get back on track again. But he made a good biscuits and gravy video, and that worked out good, and I liked it. It's kind of my point. And it was fun to do. Oh, and I wanted to get into video editing so that's what I was saying. So I find that I'm watching more and more video editing content than I am watching anything else. Firearms channels, current events, home brewing, winemaking, fixing stuff, how-to videos of all kinds, military videos, war history videos. I do all these things, but I'm finding myself more and more watching video editings with editing tools, filming, camera reviews, and things like that I've found so fascinating. I wonder in hindsight, if I had gotten into video editing years ago, would I be really enjoying it? Because back when I would have gotten into it back in the early 90s, all this cool stuff that we have today, including the software that you're watching this on, OBS Studio, did not exist. The internet was in its infancy still. So video editing was done the hard way, with splicing film and things. I probably at the time still, I don't know if I actually would have enjoyed it as much. It's so much easier now to like film on a digital camera, download it to your computer, slice and dice, and put all the stuff in there and have fun with that. But I do enjoy it. Let's see here. Oh, I got a question a comment from Eastern PA from 77 Trans Am guy. Eastern PA. It's not super far. Actually, we were actually checking how far it was to Pittsburgh from here for some reason recently. Oh, is that the Homebrew Con that's coming this year? It's in Pittsburgh now, and I'm not going because it's just too far away. Well, I don't want to drive that far. If we do go, I'd be carpooling with people. I wouldn't be going alone. So I probably will not be going to HomebrewCon again, because I've been trying to go for the past 4 years. I've never been. And yet again, I'm probably not going to be going because it's not close enough. If it was in Indiana or Tennessee or Kentucky or Wisconsin, Michigan or something, I definitely would have gone. Let's see, where we got here? Peoria. Yep. Peoria. I've been down there many times. I used to have customers down there. Caterpillar being one. I'm sure you know that. Let's see. Plenty of room, steel targets, and 220 brewing setup. Hey, man, Harold, I told you I'm in, man. We'll do that. So what's new with the brewing spreadsheet by Perry? Well, I could probably pull it up now, but I didn't test this ahead of time, so I don't want to screw up what's going on with the audio and make sure things are messed up. But in summary, I'm going from version 4 dot something all the way to a version 5, which is a major update. And there's a lot of changes. I mean, I've been making changes for the better part of a year now to the version 4 and to this version. In fact, it was originally like a 4 dot version that got so large. I just said, this is going to be a whole new version again. So I rearranged how things are laid out. I added new functionality like equipment profiles. I'm not sure if that's in the old one or not, the version 4. I've done some, I've updated the math around temperature measurements, because if you're really into accurate volume measurements or estimates at every step of the process to make sure that you're on track from getting the water to the mash, to the strike and sparge, to the kettle, to the boil off, to all your losses, and the coefficient of expansion of thermal expansion has now been updated in there, where it caught a couple more little oversights or assumptions which weren't quite accurate before, so it should be a little more accurate actually than even before. And I have a whole list of things. You know what? Why not? I think you guys are on the call. I think you deserve to see what I'm been slaving over off and on for months. This thing is really, really hard to maintain now, guys. It's another decision I'm going to have to make. And either I'm going to have to like stop developing it to share and just keep my customizations to myself, because all the testing involved to account for all the different brewing styles out there, methods, styles, equipment profiles, and all the, I mean, it just, and then going from English units to metric units and having to account for all of those in there as well. And then going through and testing every single possible scenario can take you months single-handedly to go through and edit and add all this stuff in there. And I just don't do it no more. I mean, I add some functionality. I hope I got it right and I'm done. And so I think if I'm going to be sharing this in the future, it's getting so complicated now that I can't guarantee. In fact, I don't guarantee. It's use as is, basically free software, right? So go out and do it, or I take it in a whole new direction. I get away from the open source spreadsheet, and I actually go and stand up my own brewing software and compete with Beersmith and Brewfather and all the others out there, right? Because I think I got some good ideas too for software, which I'm not seeing in the others still even today. But that's a whole new path. Yeah, I'm not a developer. Right, so I'm not writing code to write a real program, and of course the competition is fierce. It's not a saturated market, but for the niche that it is, it's kind of saturated. There's already probably half dozen different brewing tools out there now, and a few of them have really kind of stood out. So to break into that now, it might be kind of foolish. So I got to decide: am I going to just discontinue sharing, or share it and say good luck if you're using it for something other than what I've tested it for my brew system and process? I feel bad, but I mean, I could have released this version 5 months ago, and I'm still trying to test it, and it's tough, man. It's tough. But the new enhancements I think are worth the upgrade. That's right. I was going to show you the freaking okay. I get sidetracked. Let me find beer. Hold on here, guys. Let me see if I can share my screen share. Okay. Let me see. So you guys should be seeing my screen here. So let me come up here. Brewing draft. Oh, this is my current one. I hope you guys can see this. I'm gonna have to move something out of the way now here. Hold on, man. I gotta make sure you guys can see that. Oh, you guys can't see that? Oh, darn it. Hold on a minute. I gotta change from screen share to spreadsheet. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So you guys see this, I hope, because I am struggling to see everything on one screen myself. So let me make this bigger. So what I've done, so I had my last major update, okay, back in May. So not the whole year. I've only been working on this new one since then. So I fixed some quirks I found. I account for hose volume now. So some people have asked, well, what about the volume that's in your hoses if you're using pumps? That's going to take away your measured volume in the kettle and stuff. So I account for those in an equipment profile. I added more cells for recording more variables that I found myself writing off in the margins that I would rather have on the spreadsheet. I have accounting for dry hop losses in the fermenter. I did that. Some more ingredients. Oh, and my favorite is the added quick sugar volume adjustments on recipe sheet. So if you remember my bourbon stout live stream, I actually undershot my gravity and I had to calculate how much to add more. So what I did was add this section off to the side here. So as you're going down your mash schedule and you're entering all the actual values at the temperatures that you've added them at, you'll get adjustments to correct to a standard temperature, so everything's equal at the same temperature. So you know where you stand, and it all accounts for this. But then what happens here then is that you'll get your specific gravity reading, and you enter in your specific gravity reading, and this little chart over here will tell you whether you are under or on target, over or under target for hitting your final gravity after boil. And it'll tell you a difference, and it'll give you a choice to choose between a style of sugar that you can choose from, like corn sugar or dry malt extract, and then it'll tell you exactly how much, how many pounds or kilograms of your extract or sugar do you need to add to make up for the mismatched mash efficiency. So you say that you plan for 70 and you got 60, like I did, then it'll tell you to add 2 pounds more of extract, or if you overshot your efficiency and you got 80% and it's over, it'll tell you to add some water to thin it out. And so that's one of the big changes, like the biggest change, honestly. And then I counted for some other stuff around to prefer a hydrometer or an easy den now that I have one of those over a refractometer value. So if you enter values for hydrometer and refractometer, it'll default to the hydrometer because they're more accurate of a reading. But if you have this blank and enter the refractometer, it becomes your default. So it's basically prioritizing hydrometer readings over refractometer readings because I trust them more, and so should you. And then let's see. And then I added some more some temperature adjustments. I did some consolidation to make the look and feel a little easier. And I added more tool tips for things. So if you are on a field and you highlight a field, not so good here, but it'll give you more tool tips as to what it is that you're highlighting. So and some suggestions and tips in here. So you will always know what you're supposed to put in there and why. So that's another thing that I thought was cool that I did, more of those. And so anyway, I digress. Let me go back to the live stream and chat. I think you guys can see me now, right? I gotta find my web browser now. Make sure I'm actually on screen. And there I am. Okay, all right. So that's a quick overview. If you're interested in trying it, reach out to me on my website or email if you have it or whatever. I will definitely get back to you with a version of it, with the disclaimer, of course, that it's use as is, and make sure you trust the results that you get, of course. Okay, so Jacob's Secret, $20.22. Hey, prost, cheers to the super chat from Jacob. Thanks for all you do, Larry. Let us all try for better 2022. If not, at least we can drink our way throughout it. Yeah. Well, that's why I put all the pounds on again this year. I put all the weight on last year at the end of the year. I went cold turkey for 4 months. I didn't drink, right, last winter for a while. And I lost all this weight, and now here I am again. So time to get back on the wagon. But thank you very much for the 2022 tip there. How appropriate. Happy New Year to everyone. And a comment from the Mechanic Brewing about using the Easy Dens. Absolutely. I would 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have been too cheap to buy one. Now that I know what it is, that it exists, and it's so much better than a hydrometer or a refractometer. And I saw it on sale. It was one of those Black Friday deals that I got like $100 off or $125 off or something. You know, I mean, I got a great deal. I bought it, and I'm amazed I didn't do it sooner. I mean, I know why I didn't do it sooner, because I thought it was too pricey. But then I actually got it and kicked myself in the ass for not having bought it sooner. You know how this goes, right? Let's see. So all right. So like Harold. So the reason why the spreadsheet is not behind. So that was one of the other things I was kind of hinting at, right? I can discontinue the spreadsheet entirely, give up, go to the dark side and use one of the other brewing softwares out there. And I don't like them for various reasons. I've explained in an article I wrote on my website a while back. I have very good reasons why my spreadsheet's better for what I like to do with it than those other tools. And I'm not a fan of cloud computing, which is what the new trend is now. Like the Grainfather recipe app is cloud, the Brewfather cloud, right? All these cloud things, you know. And you know what cloud is? It means you don't own your data. You know, it's like it's out there. It's like, you know, the server goes down. I mean, I know some versions now have an app where you can have backup copies and stuff like that, but now you're depending on a live internet connection and someone else to like store your information officially. And what if they discontinue the app from the app store? Then you lose. I mean, like they did to some apps just this year alone, earlier this year. Do you guys remember Parler? How fast that left the Apple and Android stores? I mean, it could happen. So I'm not trusting of big companies, big governments. You can probably get that hint already, right? Don't trust them. So I keep everything local. And that's so going to my point is that if I wanted to do a ask money for this, it's just this. I mean, I know there's websites that have spreadsheets for sale. I mean, I actually did a little bit of research on it, but the truth is it's not that. I mean, it's great. It's better than other brewing software in my opinion, but not everyone shares that opinion. So now you start asking people for money for something that half of which are only using because it's free. The other half of you, or fraction, I don't know what the ratio is. Some of you are using my spreadsheet because it's just simply free. Some of you are using it because you really like it and are using it. And you're using it a lot. So, and some of those people have sent me notes, sent me money via PayPal and donations and things, thanking me. In fact, I got someone reached out to me just recently. They have Harold, you might want to hear this. There's a brewery in Pontiac, Illinois, that's using my spreadsheet to brew on their brew system. I get emails from people in other countries and other brew pubs in this country saying they use my spreadsheet over others to design their recipes for their breweries. So it's pretty cool. So I think it's got used to it. But the problem is, if I start asking money for it, for one, who will pay? For those who've already paid, and those who've already given me money, of course, will get free versions for life, because that's how I am, right? Because you've thrown money my way when you didn't have to, and thank you very much. Your grandfathered in for life upgrades, right? But even if I did all of that, trying to get someone to bite and switch over from something they already do, from another tool they've already paid for, and then the people who just want free stuff already aren't paying at all. They're not going to pay now. Going forward, they're just going to use the old free version forever. I know how this works, right? So it's not going to work out good for me if I were to attempt that. I'd be better off writing my own top to bottom brewing software, because the problem with the spreadsheet, it does have limitations because it is a spreadsheet. it's inherent that it can't do certain things like a homegrown tool can. And if I was to try to keep that alive and make money off of it, now I'm liable for like product bug fixes and being sued for a defective product and all this other crap that maybe making a little bit of extra money isn't worth the trouble for. I don't know. I mean, you let me know what you think about that all, but message from Corey Eschman. Hello, Larry. I enjoy your content. Thank you all for your help with brewing. I have learned a lot from you. Well, Corey, you're very welcome. I'm glad you found my content useful. Back when I started this channel, there wasn't a whole lot of homebrewing channels. I mean, I'm amazed now how many are out there, how many have come and gone too. You got to keep in mind that I took a look around recently because I had some time off, and I was like, okay, so what new homebrewing channels are out there? Because I kind of got stuck in a rut from homebrewing channels from 2012. Basically, right? All my old favorites and a few new ones over time, but there's been so many more that have come on the scene. I mean, like CH at Homebrewing for Life, I didn't even hear about his channel until earlier this year. You know, and he's been around for a few years. I just haven't been paying attention, and I'm sure people feel the same about me and other channels too. But there's a lot of new channels coming online. Old channels have died. Does anyone ever remember Smarty Pants? Or no, I'm sorry, Pants. Smarty Pints. Go look up Smarty Pints on YouTube. They're here local to me, basically an hour away. Or they were. They're offline now. I used to watch their stuff all the time. I mean, they had great content. I used to watch other like the Beer Geek Nation, I think it was. You don't post no more. Terpsy Korean Kid, which is a strange name for a homebrewing channel, but the dude did great homebrewing. You don't post no more. So the fact that I'm like the old guy still hanging on to the vine, you know, trying not to fall off the cliff. Like everyone else, I'm clinging on, man. I'm clinging on. Yeah, but then new ones come and new ones go, and old ones go too. Yeah, yeah. Let's see what I got here. Greg Tube. Is that a real thing? Greg Tube? I know Craig Tube. If there's a Greg Tube, maybe it's just a typo. But so Mechanic Brewing says he's been brewing since 1993. Awesome. Very cool. So this is my, well, I can't remember. I think this is my 21st or going into my 22nd year now, finally. I've been brewing for at least 20. It might be 21 years. It's, you know, the older you get, your memory is the first, no, your memory is the second thing that goes. Can't remember the first. Anyway. That was a joke, by the way. I just botched the line, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, I've been brewing since I moved into this house back in around 2000 and started with extract brewing, and even 93. That's even more ballsy. There was even less information out back then. It was Charlie Papasan's Joy of Homebrewing book, basically. That was out there, even if you're aware and knew how to find it, because Amazon didn't exist, online bookstores didn't exist. You actually had to walk into the right place at the right time and find that book and go, oh, how to homebrew. Cool. That's awesome. I mean, so much easier to get started now, right? Which is great. I mean, more people doing it, which means more stores, more products, cheaper products, because they're making larger volumes of these products to share. So the per unit costs start to go down now. The economies of scale. So this is like the golden era of like homebrewing. Honestly, I think we're doing well. I think we're doing awesome, actually. And again, there's always the old style of brewing on a pot on your stove, extract style, or a homemade cooler system, like what most people do when they start off. A beer kit, even. I've never done a beer kit, but it's the same idea. It's just extracts or whatever and hops in a kit. Comment. Midwest Brewers League Hour once a week. We talk about like another separate live stream on another YouTube channel, like some people have, like CH at Homebrew for Life has his the Hoppy Hour YouTube channel where all his live streams go, because he live streams like 4 days a week or something like that. There, right? And since I only do it so often here, I don't have a separate channel. I think the ratio of live streams on my channel to videos is just fine. But okay, well, it's about 9:38, an hour and 40 minutes. I still got some beer left to go. I'll hang out a bit longer. I'm actually out of topics to bring up, unless you jar my mind or memory with something. But other than that, I'm just going to wrap up my beer. I can look at the comments here. If you want to get my attention again, just hit the super chat. Otherwise, I'll try to keep up here, but not a whole lot going on here. Okay, cool. Well, and then as far as viewers go, for those who are curious, we had 38 peak viewers tonight. So pretty good here. Pretty good. 40 right now. So, all right. So again, just to recap, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing or what happened. Oh, shoot. Oh, there it goes. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing long-term going forward, but for the time being, I got some video topics on mind. But because of what I mentioned earlier about trying to look for a new job now, or actually it's not even a new job again. I actually need to start a business. This is what I need to do. I've just been sitting on my ass for so long, thinking about, I'll just figure out an idea, come up with a business model later. Well, I think later is now, and that may come again, interfere with my free time for my hobbies and other things like this. Unfortunately, priorities, right? So, but I hope it all works out better. I hope I don't have to leave my job. I actually like my job. I just don't like being told what to do with my body when I'm not at my job, but especially when I work from home. Ridiculous. Money, Element EX. $50, man. Awesome. Rock on. Cheers, man. Toast to you. Between you and Clawhammer is how I learned brewing. I love it like art, but COVID has slowed me down at home. Brewing is the easiest Christmas gift. Yeah, it is. COVID slowed me down too. I mean, I never even went to the homebrew store for a while because I just didn't want to deal with the whole freaking mask policy, having to call ahead. They bring it out to your car, all this insanity. It's like, I just want to browse the aisles, touch and feel stuff on the shelf. It's like, I don't want to call in an order and have somebody give it to me in the back of an alley like it's like illegal or something. It's ridiculous. But thank you very much, Element EX. I do appreciate it. And Clawhammer has got some good videos too. They definitely passed me up because I was way above them once upon a time, but my channel flatlined and they went over the top. And they've been doing some good stuff here. I don't know what it is. I mean, why I flatline? I mean, I know why they did well. I'm just saying I don't know why I flatlined. I'm not sure what happened. Other than I think I just ran out of steam. But we'll see what happens. I gotta make an epic video. I haven't made an epic video in a while. I think that's part of the problem. I mean, I can look at my video stats, and there's videos I did 7 years ago, which are still like in the top of my charts of still being viewed today. Meanwhile, I got videos I did recently that get the few thousand tentative views and they die. So I don't know why my old crappier ones were more successful than my more well produced, better video lighting, audio equipment, more recent videos where I put even more effort and care into it. It seems to be counterproductive. The more work I put into a video, the less it seems to be viewed. So it's kind of like maybe the idea of just doing only live streams is actually right. Maybe I just quit doing content videos and just do live streams, which is a bummer because I like doing curated content because you can get the camera angles and you can get the like the scenes and the transitions and what you can tell a story the way you want. It's kind of like writing a story, but you're making a story through video, right? I enjoyed that part of this hobby, so I don't want to give that up. So definitely want to keep doing it. All right, guys, I think we're out of questions here. And it has been a while, and I thank Brian for joining. I sent him a note right before the stream, telling him I was going to drink his beer. I don't even know if he planned on being on tonight, honestly. So thanks everyone for the super chats. Thanks for the time to hang out. Happy New Year again. Have a good holiday season. I hope this New Year is better than the past two combined. I'm burning out fast, man. All right, guys. So y'all take care, and Happy New Year again. And I'm going to find the off button here eventually. So see ya.